Anthony Hartwig here with you. We have a Salem swim player profile joined by sophomore Ryan Folger. Ryan, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today.
Yes, thank you for having me.
It's a big moment, not just for you, but also for the whole Salem community and the Salem program. The first boy from Salem to advance to state in swimming. What does that feel like to you when you get to hear that and you get to know that you're the first guy to do it here in the school's program? What does that mean to you?
It feels just like really cool just to kind of be one of the first to ever do it. I hope many more follow after me, but for right now, it's really cool just to be the first, I guess.
When you see the success you've been having in the last 2 years and in your career, do you see kind of, I mean, is there more excitement around the swim program at Salem? Are there more young people that are asking how to get involved and how to start the sport? Do you see it changing the program?
Most definitely. I mean, last year we didn't even have a relay, and this year we had 5 boys, so we actually got to run a relay this year. A lot of people have been reaching out to me and my mom just about asking questions about like how to join, what's all like going on with it, just things like that.
Yeah, and when I'm sure for you, when kids come up to you and are interested, that's got to make you so happy. What kind of things do you? What's your selling point? What kind of things do you tell them to try to bring them into sport and bring them into this program? How do you sell swimming?
One thing is since we are a smaller sport, you do kind of get a bigger role on the team as if you were to play maybe like football or basketball. Like if it's your first year playing all the sports, you're most likely not gonna let her. With swimming, show up, you try your best, and I mean, really anyone can kind of get into it. So
Let's talk about your season in the district. Obviously, meet that you were able to qualify for state in. Talk about kind of what the mindset was going into that, and how it feels to be going to state and in that moment.
it feels really good. At districts, we just kind of had a go fast mindset. Just go make it, do your best. But there's still more to come tomorrow and Friday. So
What were some things you were focused on before that district meet? Like, hey, I got to make sure this happens, this happens, this happens. What were those things going in your mind before the meet started?
so in the 100 fly, a lot of the underwater work is where I dropped a lot of time at. Last year, my underwaters weren't really the best. I mean, like I was decent at them, but I just didn't really have the lung capacity to do that many. How this year we've really worked on it, and I think that's where a lot of the improvement came from.
All right, so this is a question I have because I'm a swimming novice. I don't we interview swimmers, but we don't. I'm not like diving into this. So, if a quarterback struggling with accuracy, obviously they get out, they throw the ball. If a shooter struggling with shooting, obviously they're going to take shots in the gym. You said that you improved your lung capacity from last year to this year for your underwater work. How does one improve lung capacity? Like, how do you train your lungs capacity and get that to be a better part of your game?
I mean, there's really one way out, and that's just to practice, practice, practice.
Mm-hmm.
In practice, we have one set where, so we put fins on, and then you go one lap under the water, then one above the water, two under, two above, and you repeat up through 4 or 5 usually, and then we'll go through that maybe 2, 3 times. That set really helped. There's another thing we did is called vertical kicking. So you kind of stand like straight up in the water, almost like this, and you kick. So it didn't really help with lung capacity, but it made the dolphin kicks a lot easier. So
When you talk about the work that you get put into swimming, and obviously I think the one part that doesn't get talked about nearly enough is the physical condition that you have to be in to be a swimmer. It's not exactly easy sport to go and just, hey, I'm just going to go do it. You have to work out. You have to be really fit to be able to be good at it. Talk about the work that you've put into the pool and how you've gotten to where you are.
I don't think I missed a practice this year. I show up every day for those tough morning practices as well. Those were sometimes a struggle to get up. We're there 4 or 5 days a week, then meets, and then some days we do doubles with lifting or dry land. So it was a lot of hard but good work.
On the days where I'm sure you've had where it's just you're not feeling it, you're not there, like what gets through you those days? What keeps you driven? What keeps you motivated to keep working?
I'm really goal driven, and I feel like you have to have goals. So when I'm staying like over the water in the morning, looking at the cold pool, don't want to get in, I think about my goals and how I gotta get in if I want to reach these goals. So
Talk about these goals you've had this year. Obviously, now you're focused on state, and that's going to be a big goal. But all year, what were some of the goals that you had that kept you, driven? Like you said, what were some of those goals that you told yourself?
So last year I didn't make state. I had a passion to make state this year, so I was obviously one of them. I also had a specific time in mind as a 51.79 the 100 fly, which is a cut for a meet that I wanted to get, which I did get this year, so that was a lot of fun.
When like we talked about you being the first boy in Salem to do this, but you're obviously spending so much time in that school system, in that community. What makes it special to you that you're able to be someone to bring this to the school, bring this to the community?
Everyone's really supportive of everyone else. So like I support the basketball football team, they support me, so it just kind of goes back and forth.
What's your favorite sport to go and watch as a part of the student section?
Definitely football for sure.
When you think of the support you get from your students and the people that are in the classroom with you, your classmates that support you, what does that do for your confidence and just your ability to go and have a good meet, to see people in the crowd that that are there to support you?
It feels really good because swimming doesn't always get the most recognition. So to know people are actually caring and having your back makes you feel just really good and gives you all that more confidence to go and race.
Let's rewind a little bit, talk about your swimming journey. When did you get started, and when did you start to see yourself falling in love with the sport and knowing that it was something that you wanted to work hard at?
So I got in competitive swimming, and it was in some sort of summer league. It was in Youngstown, and so I was 5 when that happened. But then when I was about like 9, 10, I kind of started really enjoying it, getting more and more into it. And then each year, kind of from when I was 10, I really got more and more into it. So,
can you remember, was there something that got you into it that made you start loving it more?
I don't think there's really a specific moment or like goal I reached. I think it was more so just kind of the people in the sport that kind of made me want to keep pursuing it.
Talk about those people. Who were the people that you looked up to when you were a young swimmer, and who were some of the role models that you had to get you to that point?
Obviously Michael Phelps, greatest Olympian of all time, obviously look up to him. But also my teammates are role models to me, especially the guys on the team. They make the practices a lot better, and they improve me and I improve them. So
I like that you brought up Michael Phelps, because obviously during the Summer Olympics, swimming takes center stage. It's probably one of the most popular sports and events in the Olympics that people love to watch. What is it like for a swimmer when that happens, when all of a sudden everyone in the country is watching swimming and all of a sudden your sport is the one that's on center stage in the summer?
It feels really cool to kind of, finally get like a little bit more recognition, just as swimming is a smaller sport, I think I said earlier. So just for it to be a little bit more mainstream, make the news, headlines, things like that.
What's your ultimate goal? Like, you're a sophomore, you have 2 more years after this one. What is one thing that you just want to accomplish before you graduate from Salem?
I'd really love to eventually make the podium at state. I think that'd be really cool to get a medal, stand on that podium, whether it's 8th or 1st, whatever it is. And I do want to pursue swimming in college. I think that would be really fun. So,
after this season is over, that's when those things really start to hit your mind about college and future and maybe, what kind of school you want to go to. How much have you let yourself think about that? I mean, like the career path you want to go to, how far you want to travel, what kind of swim program you're looking for. Have you thought all about that, or are you kind of putting that until next year when you're an upperclassman?
I've definitely started putting some thought into it, but it hasn't been too serious. I do plan to kind of, after this off season, after state and stuff, after a couple more championship meets after that, to kind of really think more about the colleges and where I want to go, what I want to pursue. So,
what are some things that you're starting to find yourself interested in studying that you think, hey, if this was my college major, it really wouldn't be that bad of a thing?
I really like the finance business. I like math too, so anything kind of revolving around there, I think I'd like to do.
Shocker, the athlete that's in a sport that's all about numbers and times likes math. No doubt
Yeah.
about that. Let's talk about the school a little bit more. What are some subjects that you really like make you work hard that you're proud that when you get good grades in?
I'm in a college math course right now, and that can sometimes get really hard. So whenever I see a test get passed back and I get an A on it or a good grade, that always makes me feel pretty good.
We see a lot of the basketball teams have teacher appreciation nights this week as the regular season winds down. Who are some teachers that you would like to appreciate that have been, a real big impact on your school life at Salem?
Definitely Mr. Graham and Mr. Andres. They've been like big role models. Just like they've taught me more about life and like almost like school subjects, you know. So I also enjoy having their classes. They make it a lot more bearable than some other classes are. So
All right, we can't let you go without talking about this state meet, what you're looking forward to the most, and what there are some things running through your mind as you head down there tomorrow and Friday.
I'm really excited to get my feet on that deck finally. You know, after last year missing it by less than half a second, the state meet, I was really just kind of eager to get my feet on the deck, just kind of feel the environment out. I love to PR, but if that happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. So, but it's always an honor just to be able to go there.
This is your first round at state, so how are you going to handle the lights and the atmosphere and the pressure that comes with being at state?
You just got to kind of drown it out. You got to go swim your own race, stay in your own lane. I'm usually pretty good at that, so just
stay in the lane. I love it. That's a perfect swimming metaphor right there. Ryan, before we let you go, we want to give you the chance to take the spotlight off yourself a little bit and shine it on the people that are your support system, the people that are always there for you. And I want you to take the time to give your shout outs and thank whoever you want to thank.
Yeah, I really want to thank, obviously, my coaches. All of them, they know who they are. My parents, all my teammates, especially the boys, they always got my back. And any of my friends, really, from school or anything, my neighbors, that'd be really meaningful. So just...
All right, Ryan, we want to thank you so much for taking the time to join us. We congratulate you so much on becoming the first Salem boys swimmer to get to state. Wish you the best of luck the next couple of days, and we look forward to talking to you real soon.
Thank you.